I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
He didn't stop doing what he's done.
Meek Mill has stopped staying quiet, and now he's exposing receipts from Diddy's wild parties. What's coming out is shocking. People weren't just leaving those nights with hangovers, some walked away with far more serious souvenirs: STDs, scandals, and secrets. And Meek isn't pulling punches. He's naming names. If you've been following the Diddy scandal, you've likely already heard the rumors swirling for years. For a long time, there's been talk about Diddy allegedly having an STD, possibly HIV. People whispered, but now those whispers are becoming loud enough for the whole world to start looking sideways at everyone who has ever been close to him. And this isn't just random talk anymore. People are connecting the dots, and the picture looks ugly. What makes it worse are the whispers about Diddy's private bedroom lifestyle. The down, low freakiness, the hired male escorts, the secret flights, and those locked, door freak, off parties, it's all coming to light. Everyone in the game already knew Diddy had a wild side, but now the whispers are turning into sirens. Word is, he was hosting parties where both male and female escorts were brought in. No rules, no boundaries, no protection, just raw chaos. Baby oil everywhere, no thought of consequences, no concern for what might come after. Behind closed doors, it was total madness, and allegedly, safety was the last thing on anyone's mind. The feds raided his home, and what they found seemed to confirm the stories. More than 1,000 bottles of baby oil were discovered stacked and ready. But what wasn't found raised even bigger questions. Not a single protection kit, nothing pointing to safety measures. Just endless supplies of oil and lubricants, enough to stock hotel rooms for countless freaks. Now, according to Meek, the aftermath is becoming clear. Some of the people who took part in those nights are showing symptoms. And this isn't just a clout chase. Women have started stepping forward, claiming they contracted infections from rappers tied to Diddy's circle. That's only scratching the surface, though. Jaguar Wright has also jumped into the conversation. She came heavy, saying Diddy has been battling a deadly STD for years. Not just herpes, but HIV. She even claimed there's a list of about 20 men in the industry allegedly infected through him. Wright didn't reveal all the names publicly, saying she's saving the full list for her show, but she made it clear that the issue is bigger than most people realize. The whispers quickly turned into talk in the streets, and soon every celebrity who had ever rolled with Diddy was being side-eyed. The first name Meek dropped, Will Smith, and honestly, it didn't shock many. Will has been close with Diddy for years, so the rumors about him possibly getting involved weren't surprising. People have already been suspicious of Will since his former assistant, brother Bilal, accused him of living secretly on the down low. Bilal shared a story about being in the studio in Philadelphia. He said there were 6 people there that day: himself, Mimi, who helped host the show, a gangster and his friend, and then Will and a man Bilal referred to as Charlie. Bilal later even gave him the nickname Charlie the Rat. The story painted a picture people didn't want to believe, but once it was out there, it stuck. Will didn't take long to clap back. He quickly denied it all, calling the claims lies, but the damage was done. Few people were convinced. Word spread that Will had attended multiple Diddy free-offs in the past, though he kept his distance once Diddy's legal troubles and RICO charges started building. He addressed the rumors once during a comedy show in San Diego, brushing it off as a joke. But by then, people weren't laughing. If even part of what Bilal claimed was real, then maybe Diddy and Will's relationship went further than anyone expected. And Will wasn't the only name tied up in the drama. Why? K. Osiris became another piece of the puzzle. The young rapper was spotted taking beach trips with Diddy, posting shirtless photos, and sharing vacation vibes that raised eyebrows. One post showed him getting a naked massage, eating fruit, and listening to Diddy's music. It looked intimate and people noticed. Then his baby mama threw fuel on the fire. She went public, claiming she caught him in bed with another man. She tweeted, "Stop asking me what happened with my BD. I caught him with a man." Instantly, the internet linked her statement back to Diddy. When Osiris appeared on The Breakfast Club, instead of denying things outright, he laughed nervously. He dodged the real questions, avoided eye contact, and deflected like he didn't want to face it. But that avoidance only made the rumors louder. People online began speculating that maybe his time with Diddy left him with more than memories. Some even suggested that his public meltdowns, crying on Instagram Live, talking about wanting to die, and acting erratically might be tied to something deeper, something more than just pressure. And the list didn't stop there. Another name pulled into the spotlight was French Montana. He and Diddy have been close for years, and clips from birthdays showed them together, oiled up, celebrating side by side. People said it didn't just look like friendship, it looked like something more personal. The energy between them sparked talk that it wasn't simply bromance. Then came Usher. His name has been tied to Diddy for a long time. Their history goes back decades. Usher himself once admitted he lived at Diddy's house in New York when he was only 13. He laughed about it years later in an interview with Howard Stern, but also admitted the environment was curious and wild. Usher even said he would never let his own kids stay in a place like that today. Looking back, if Diddy was already living wild back then and allegedly carrying something in his system, Usher might have been in danger from the start. That's even more concerning since Usher already faces lawsuits accusing him of infecting women with herpes. The stories don't end there. Another figure connected to Diddy was Craig Mack, one of his earliest artists, the man who helped give Bad Boy its first hit. Craig left the label, became deeply spiritual, and eventually joined a cult in South Carolina. He disappeared from the industry, and later, in 2018, reports said he died of AIDS. Some people believe Craig's eggs. It wasn't random. They wonder if he saw too much, if he witnessed things at Diddy's parties that pushed him away. Old footage shows Craig talking about feeling pressured, even threatened by a mob boss-like figure. Many suspect that boss was Diddy. Even with all the names being thrown around, the streets haven't stopped tying Meek Mill himself back to Diddy. Their relationship has always raised questions. Word on the street is that Meek wasn't just a friend or collaborator, he was allegedly Diddy's favorite boy toy. Last September, an audio clip leaked online, claiming to capture Diddy and Meek in the middle of an intimate moment, fully engaged in freak mode. The internet exploded with reactions, questioning if the rumors about their relationship were actually true. Meek, however, has consistently pushed back. He's denied any involvement with Diddy, making it clear he doesn't have that kind of relationship with him. He even took it a step further by offering $100,000 to fund an investigative team that could track down the source of these rumors. According to Meek, his name was being dragged unfairly, and he wanted to prove once and for all that he had nothing to do with it, but the public wasn't convinced. Many people saw his actions as damage control rather than truth. Instead of silencing the conversation, it only made people talk more. Online communities kept questioning why he would spend that much money to fight rumors if there wasn't something deeper behind them. Insiders began weighing in as well. Orlando, who has been one of the loudest voices exposing Diddy's alleged lifestyle, didn't hesitate to call out Meek. He mocked the idea that Meek could pay someone to erase the rumors. "You can't take back what you receive," he said, implying that whatever happened behind closed doors couldn't simply be undone by throwing money around. Orlando even hinted at more evidence coming out soon, referencing a video involving both Meek and Will Smith. As if things weren't messy enough, photos and video clips began surfacing online. They showed Meek and Diddy together in matching outfits, enjoying spa days, flying on private jets, and going on strange, flashy trips that didn't look like standard business. The internet lit up with speculation. Were these just two celebrities enjoying life, or was there something more personal between them? Some people said if their relationship was just business, then there was no issue. But if the rumors about Diddy carrying something extra were true, and if Meek was closer than he admitted, then the consequences could be much darker. People began to wonder whether Meek was at risk too, and if so, how much he knew. The online community didn't hold back. Comment sections and forums filled with speculation, jokes, and serious warnings. One user wrote, "Looks like celebrities that went down with Diddy, including them boy toys, need to get themselves checked." Another posted bluntly, "He definitely got Usher." These comments reflected a growing suspicion that anyone tied to Diddy socially, musically, or personally might have been caught up in something they couldn't escape. What stood out the most was how many names kept piling into the mix. Will Smith, K. Osiris, French Montana, Usher, Craig Mack, all connected through whispers, rumors, or suspicious stories. And now Meek Mill was standing in the center of the storm, both as a source of information and as someone being accused himself. The narrative around him became split. On one hand, he was exposing Diddy, bringing receipts, and calling out the chaos behind the glitz. On the other hand, he was being accused of being too deep in Diddy's world to claim innocence. The irony wasn't lost on the public. How could Meek spill the tea while also being named in the same conversations? The timeline of their friendship only added fuel to the fire. Over the years, Meek and Diddy were often spotted together, celebrating, traveling, and collaborating. In the eyes of many, their closeness looked suspicious when paired with everything now surfacing. And so, Meek's attempt to distance himself only pulled him closer. His denials, his $100 offer, his tweets, none of it stopped the speculation. Instead, every move made people question his motives more. Was he genuinely trying to protect his reputation, or was he scrambling to cover something that might eventually come to light? By this point, the Diddy scandal had already exploded far beyond one man. It was painting a picture of the entire industry, the wild parties, the secrecy, the allegations of STD spreading in silence. And Meek's name, whether he wanted it or not, was etched into the story. The public conversation grew louder. Was Meek Mill simply an innocent bystander caught up in rumors, or was he too close to Diddy to come out clean? The uncertainty left the community buzzing, with each new piece of evidence, whether real or not, sparking fresh debates online. The whispers, the leaked clips, the photos of matching outfits and strange vacations, all of it left people wondering just how deep the connection between Diddy and Meek really ran. For many, it wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It was about who else had been involved and who might still be hiding in the shadows of this scandal. The deeper people dig into Diddy's world, the more disturbing the details become. What was once whispered in back rooms is now spilling into the open, and it's making everyone connected to him look questionable. One of the biggest issues centers on safety, or rather, the lack of it. Reports suggest that Diddy's so-called freak-offs weren't just wild, they were reckless. According to insiders, no one cared about protection, and no one seemed concerned about consequences. It was about pleasure in the moment, no matter what came after. This lack of boundaries fueled more speculation. When the feds raided Diddy's properties, they reportedly found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants stacked up, but no signs of precaution, no condoms, no medical kits, nothing. For many, this discovery confirmed the darkest rumors, that people were being put at risk without even realizing it. And now, the alleged fallout is starting to show. Several women have stepped forward, claiming they were infected by rappers and entertainers connected to Diddy's circle. While these claims haven't all been proven, they've been enough to raise serious questions about what was really happening behind closed doors. The stories also tie into past tragedies. Craig Mack, once one of Bad Boy's biggest stars, left the music industry suddenly, distancing himself from Diddy and later joining a cult in South Carolina. His death in 2018 was reported as AIDS-related. Some believe he walked away because he saw too much, maybe even realizing the dangers of staying in Diddy's orbit. Old footage of Craig shows him speaking about pressure and threats from a powerful figure. Many assume that figure was Diddy himself. Usher's name keeps coming up as well. He has publicly faced lawsuits accusing him of passing on herpes, and people can't help but link that back to his history with Diddy. Usher admitted he lived with Diddy at just 13 years old, describing the environment as curious and chaotic. Even though he laughed about it years later, he also said he'd never let his own children be in that kind of environment. For critics, that comment spoke volumes. Then there's French Montana. His friendship with Diddy has always seemed unusually close. Photos and videos from birthday parties show them together, slicked up with baby oil, celebrating in ways that didn't look like simple brotherhood. Fans began to suspect there was more going on than just business ties. Why Osiris also became a piece of the puzzle. His vacations with Diddy, shirtless photos, and intimate moments on social media raised plenty of eyebrows, and when his baby mama exposed him publicly, saying she caught him with another man, the internet quickly connected the dots back to Diddy. When Osiris laughed nervously and dodged questions during a Breakfast Club interview, it only added more fuel to the fire. And yet, for all these names being tied up in the drama, one thing stands out: Diddy himself has remained mostly silent. Apart from brief statements and legal maneuvering, he hasn't directly addressed the allegations head-on. Instead, the silence makes people think he has something bigger to hide. This silence also leaves room for others, like Jaguar Wright, to continue fueling the conversation. Wright claimed Diddy has been living with HIV for years, alleging he infected several people in the industry. She even hinted at a long list of celebrities tied to him through this alleged chain of infection. While she didn't drop all the names at once, her claims made the speculation spread even further. Meek Mill's role in all this remains complicated. He's tried to distance himself, denying involvement, offering money to investigate rumors, and insisting he's clean. But his name keeps resurfacing. The leaked audio, the photos of him traveling with Diddy, the matching outfits, it all paints a picture the public won't easily forget. The internet hasn't let go either. Memes, comments, and discussions keep the topic alive daily. Some people believe Meek is just trying to protect his reputation, while others think he's too close to Diddy to escape the fallout. His attempts to expose Diddy only make the public question whether he's a whistleblower or another player caught up in the same dangerous game. What's clear now is that the scandal has grown far beyond Diddy alone. It's not just about one man's choices, but about the entire culture of secrecy, indulgence, and recklessness within the music industry. Every name connected to him is under scrutiny, and no one seems safe from the fallout. The situation feels like it's reaching a boiling point. With federal investigations ongoing, leaked evidence circulating, and insiders continuing to speak out, it seems only a matter of time before more truths come out. Whether that truth will clear names or confirm the worst suspicions, no one knows yet. But one thing is certain: Diddy's empire, once built on glamour, wealth, and success, is now collapsing under the weight of scandals, rumors, and possible criminal charges. His legacy, which once looked untouchable, now seems destined to be remembered for darkness rather than music. And for the people who stood by his side, whether willingly or unknowingly, the question remains: how much did they really know, and how much are they hiding?